One topic that's been coming up a lot for me among my students is the idea of personal statement versus diversity statement. What goes in one, what goes in the other. We had the question earlier about immigration status or being an immigrant. We had questions around racial and ethnic background. We have questions about medical and other major disabilities. How does one decide which statement to put them in? My take has always been, if you have a reason to write a diversity statement, you write it, and then you could use your personal statement for something else or a second thing, just to share more about oneself if the situation warrants. But what's your take?
Absolutely. So it depends on the school, because not all schools have diversity statements. Let's start with that. And they have other statements. So at Miami, we have a statement within the application. So it's a short statement about obstacles that you have overcome. So it's not necessarily a diversity statement. We have a very specific prompt. And I think that the diversity statement should be really, you need to look at the prompt of the school, because I think diversity means different things for different schools. And you want to make sure that you're not just writing a statement because you think you fit it. Make sure you read the prompt. I think some diversity statements are very specific about what they are looking for in that statement. And if you're unclear, then call and ask. Again, another good opportunity to call the office or send an email and ask, what are you looking for in a diversity statement if it's not already described on their website. Generally, I think that if I have worked at a school where a diversity statement was part of their application process, and we were looking for students who were, if you add diversity to the class and there was a pretty inclusive definition of what that meant for that particular school, then you could submit this statement if you met one of the factors included there, and if you felt that you added diversity to their particular class. So it was an open-ended statement to that extent, and it should be different than the personal statement. Now, on the other side of that, just because you're diverse, so I was once a Latina applicant, just because I feel that I'm a Latina applicant, I'm an immigrant, I'm a first generation college student, does not mean that I am in any way expected to submit it just because I fit the definition of diversity for from some schools. So to an extent, I also caution students, don't feel like you have to just because you are an underrepresented minority in law school. And if you are going to write a diversity statement, make sure that it's also thought about it in terms of the importance and how the attention to detail that you would spend on a personal statement. Because it goes back to my first advice, which is, does it add value to your application, and does it showcase you in a different light that will give the admissions officer reviewing your application a better sense of the type of student that you will be in our classroom?
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, so it really depends on whether you actually have something to share that you want to talk about. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.